Hey everyone, how's it going? So it's Friday after the close. Let me go through my thoughts with you for the week. Kick it over here to a chart. And so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we were pretty much flat or within a really tight range around this 380 area. It was looking like classic example of the options taking control once again, creating a resistance or a mountain point where Apple couldn't go above. And then, value buyers kind of buy it up on the backside or just um, stays in this tight range, we'll say. And then, yeah, so Wednesday evening, I put up the probability ranges, which I haven't had up in the last 6 weeks or so, just because Apple broke out and, explained many times. Once it breaks out, it keeps going. But it now looks like that's coming to a stop, or beginning this week it did at least. So I put these up, and I put up the highest open interest ranges. The 390 was at the time, and I just left that up there for the day because it just switched last night. Um, Let me go over to what I kind of went wrong with. I I started putting in my own opinion, which it's hard to not get emotions, involved in this game and whatnot. So I was saying all week when the stock was up in here is looks like I don't know, because you kind of get made fun of, or like, oh, that's crazy, 350 to 390. Okay, Nostradamus, anybody could have said that. So try to tighten it up, and I thought it'd be in this 370 to 390 area, which it was looking like. And then I just didn't. I got blindsided by this $30 range or $25 move in 2 days. That's just, I did not see that coming. So um, half of it was caused by news, and then I'll explain the other half. So hopefully no one lost any money um, on that. But you gotta. It just proves like these highest open interest strikes are there for a reason, and just do not question them. Even though I questioned it. Let me go over a little clip here from last week, which I should have listened to. And using hindsight, it is crystal clear now.
Still in Apple's up here. So all these are in the money. These are going to have to close out this week sometime. So you may see a little bit of selling pressure even if Apple opens up right here. These are people who are going to have to close out. So you may see Apple for no reason, just right here in this open area, start to kind of sell off for no apparent reason. It's just going to be because of these. So don't get scared. Once these things start closing down, you'll be fine. Or
Okay, so what where I went wrong, where I feel that I really didn't do a service to anybody, um, is on Thursday when Apple's down at this three. All this European news, nobody could have seen, but when it was down here at this 360 level, 365 anywhere in here, because of the volatility that this Europe crisis is bringing, I should have seen. I was just too, biased on this with my opinion down here. This will never be my opinion. This will always be fact. And so, what I did when I was talking about the 370 range, I should have seen, of course, what's going to happen is these are going to close down and these are going to pull the rug from under Apple's share price and is going to collapse down to this area. And it can easily be seen because there's two ways to look at it. These are going to close down, these options is going to create selling pressure when that happens. And so Apple is going to, just like a slide, come down here and rest here. Or you can look at it with a manipulation type thing when commercial money runs the show here. Look at all these calls. What would you rather protect? The stock from going up this way? Or would you rather protect this tiny little chunk down here? you're gonna want to protect this. And so what's going to happen is um, if the slightest little, if these start to close down a little, because people will be in the money, if Apple's up here, they're going to be in the money by $5 and take their $5 and close out. Well, that creates selling pressure. The tiniest hint of selling pressure, this big commercial money that was short all these or just wants to see it close under this can start selling shares. Once you have no buyers in there, this collapses really, really fast. You want to see that in action, you've came to the right place. So let's go to intraday chart on a 3 minute. And so when did the sell-off start? Let's call it 10 o'clock, okay? And let's go over here to, so this is 360 August calls, which, I said was closing down. And so you got some, obvious volume on the open, a little bit trickling out through the day, and then it picks up. You can obviously see nothing here, flat through lunchtime or whatever it may have been. Picked up a tiny bit, but you have a good amount right there. And so I'm not using any data trick anything. So it starts to pick up here for the first time from being flat, this big gap. And so we are at 10 o'clock. 360 call volume starts picking up and then ramps up very, very aggressively. Let's come back over here. What do we have? 10 o'clock, right? Starts ramping very aggressively all the way down here. So is no matter if you say it's manipulation or just a market mechanism where these really are closing down, create selling pressure because a market maker takes, sheds off their shares and whatnot. Either way, it does not matter. Apple is being artificially, the price is not being of value or being traded. I'm selling it to, it's because you dump, a million shares on the market, or you dump, let's more realistic, you dump 20,000 shares in a millisecond, then you dump another 20,000 in a millisecond. It cannot, there's just not enough buyers there for it. So either way, the price, this is not normal for Apple. They're making, 125% year-on-year growth on earnings. So it's how, I don't know, it's reality is what it is. And so it loses out so many trading days because of this options manipulation or artificial pricing or of some sort. And then it gets people's, everything is about confidence too. With consumer confidence, investor confidence, something. People start pulling away from Apple. There's so many people, I see it every single day of, there's something wrong with the stock. It's broken. No, there's nothing wrong with the stock. This is what's wrong with it. If people know this, there's no reason. Watch. Soon as Monday comes around, Apple will bounce back over this and resume its little thing until you gain enough confidence where it can break through all these, where it has enough buyers to soak up. Because these are all selling points. Selling, selling, selling. So where it can break through all those, you have to gain a lot of confidence. So where I went wrong doing my own judgment call, where I thought this was going to be slow buying pressure enough to hold it up, I did not stupidly account for the velocity that came into factor, which it certainly did. So all a learning experience here, and I will definitely be on top of it next time. So have a good weekend, everyone, and I'll see you later.